initial phases. So the future growth, if you take the future growth, if you foresee, then this manufactured commodity will play a very, very significant role. Mind it, the developing country, all of your manual products, we have the competitive, most of the service sector, we have the competitive advantage. So if the developing country, if they start focusing on this aspect of that manufactured commodity, value addition, service, because these are the area where we can have the leverage in these areas. So the growth in the developing country, probability of the growth in developing country would be much, much better and much, much faster. Clear? Emergence of global market and global competition. See, the thing is, when Apple was launched, we read in the newspaper that in the minus 20-degree temperature, these Americans, most luxurious people, were just standing in a queue all over the night to buy that Apple in the morning. When we read in the newspaper, it was really a story for me. But the same thing was launched in India. The same thing, there was a very, very huge, large queue in India also. Mind it, what I want to just share with you, that whatever you are doing, it has a global impact. You see, when I was a student in Delhi School of Economics, I don't know what is this DO. I did not know, very, very frankly. Today also I don't know what is this perfume and deo. Let me share you very, very frankly. Somebody else buys in my house. I don't buy this. I will not. So what the lesson before us is there, whatever you are doing, whatever you are manufacturing, it is for the 6 billion people. I'll tell you a simple story for this. There was a transnational company in America, and that company wanted to set up a business in China. You know why this story is very much linked with that. In 2000, do you remember, there was a problem of Y2K in 2000. You might have forgotten, but your computer person and computer teacher must be remembering that. This problem was very simple problem. When 2000 comes, the digit which computer does, that digit will change. Now all over the world, the computer will break down. Thanks to the Indian engineers, because you know, today also we talk about 80, whatever we talk, but when I went to the Silicon Valley in United States of America, what I found there, if Americans are scared, then only one thing, that is the Indian engineers. Because up to 12 o'clock only Indian engineers will sit there. None of the American can sit beyond 5:30. None. Even 1 minute. No. Americans' time means 9 o'clock means 9 o'clock they will reach office, 5:30 going means they will go, nobody can stop them. So Y2K Indian engineers found the solution. As a result, after 2000, what happens in India, the whole range of outsourcing business started flowing in your country. And we, the Indians, become a hub of the outsourcing business. Your neighboring country, your friend Chinese, coined another word, and that was the word of offshoring. We were happy with the outsourcing, and they coined another word of offshoring. Offshoring means the part of the business, that is the manufacturing activity, shifted to another country. And as a part of that, try to understand how the country grows. The company wanted to set up a business unit in China, and he says that, okay, I'm going to set up this manufacturing unit at China as a part of the offshoring business, and I am going to manufacture 1 billion pieces of the cloth, and I am going to make whole Chinese wear this cloth. This was the vision of that company, that manufacturing 1 billion and making whole Chinese wear that. China's response was there, for which China is known. China says, fine, the company will manufacture 1 billion. We, the Chinese Manufacturing Association, will learn that art, and we will manufacture 7.5 billion pieces of the clothes, and we, the Chinese, will make the whole world to wear that clothes. Imagine, for the last 50 years we are struggling with the small scale business everywhere, and the Chinese people, they are telling, okay, let them come. If they will manufacture 1 billion, I will manufacture 7.5 billion. And this is the exact, this is the factual information. Read the book called The World is Flat by Friedman. This is a good book, and these days this is available. The World is Flat. And in that book, this example of the transnational corporations given by the author, that how the market responds is. So the response of the market was, we'll manufacture this much. What is the crux? That now that whatever you are just, the pen which you are just manufacturing, you have 7.5 billion market. You just imagine the pen which writes without any effort. Imagine. And it's a 7.5 billion market. I'll be the first person to buy that pen. So just think about that aspect. Even the very simple things, and the impact will be very, very huge impact. So now the global competition, global market. So let us think about in that perspective. Internationalization index. You know, this is the index through which how much a country had exposure to the world, how much one nation is exposed to the globe. That exposure is being calculated in terms of internationalization index. And this index tells you that how much your country is exposed to the global environment. So if you see for last 20 years, the most of the countries, this internationalization index is increasing. Increasing means that most of the countries of the globe are now exposed towards the world economy. Clear? Next is your end of World War. Now you know that earlier the whole world was in a compartmentalized way. You had the completely socialist country, you had a completely capitalist area, but now that is no more. So that war has been over. Next is your service sector. Here, the growth of the service sector, the potential to grow is much, much higher. And here is your competitive advantage. The developing countries may focus on this service area, because if you see tomorrow's time, nobody has the time. Everybody has to bank on the specialist. So for the tomorrow, this area is extremely important. Whatever skill we are talking, let us focus, let the developing countries focus that skill in that service area. Clear? Next is your growth in Asian tigers. Mind it, this is a good lesson for the developing country. You know, the simple example is there. What America achieved in 55 years, what UK achieved in 48 years, what Japan achieved in 35 years, These are the countries which achieved in 12 to 16 years, that is, they doubled their per capita income to 12 to 16 years. If you see the GDP of these countries, in 1960, the GDP was the world's 5% GDP of this country. If you see today, it has 1/4 GDP of the globe. Just imagine the changes, the speed which is extremely important here. Speed, the growth, the acceleration of the country. And how did they do it? Simple. If you see that what they were doing, that I gave you the example of the raw material marketing, the same focus they were just making. What they were doing, that working at a manufacturing hub of the Western Europe and North American countries. But with this manufacturing hub, they also percolated that skill to the masses. Mind it, percolation of the skill to the masses is very, very important component for the development of the economy. If you see the globe, what we say, we have the best IIT of the world, the best IIM of the world. But then the second question we raise, that do we get that knowledge of the IIT and IIMs to us in this institute? It is highly skewed. It does not percolate that. So the country which very, very systematically allow the percolation of that skill to the masses. Why China is China today? Due to this. Whatever China manufactures in million. You just imagine the economies of the scale China has. Nobody can beat China in that, on that front. Earlier we used to tell that is speed Japan, but now we say speed China. So the Asian tiger have already shown that. Now that is a good lesson for the developing countries. Technology. That recently that gentleman from, I think, Tamil Nadu, he invented that what is called the pen drive, which works without that. The transfer of the data from the computer to computer without that wire and all that. And around something around $100 the price was there, and it was just to be revolutionized. Once it is commercialized, it is going to revolutionize the transfer of the data. So this IT, it has the immense potential. So therefore, the country which really focuses on this IT area as a part of the development, that country has the potential to grow the faster than the rest of the world. I already gave you example of the outsourcing and offshoring. You see the speed of the development of the country is much, much higher in that. You know, TNC, transnational corporations. The best example is from morning to night, you see the commodity which you are consuming. It will come out around 90% of the MNC's product you all are consuming that. Our purpose is not that. The main thing is that the philosophy of that China. Okay, let the MNCs come. If MNC manufacture 100, I will manufacture 1,000. Once that things come, I will learn and manufacture that. If that is embedded in the society, that is embedded in the manufacturing unit, I think that is the new dimension of the growth of the developing countries. The problem is the moment MNC come, they exploit the whole range of the activity in the domestic country. So we can deal with that once we start thinking about that in this term. Regional economic groupings with the cooperation, that European economy has already growing faster. Even your that NAFTA growing faster. That means if the country cannot grow alone, let the few countries join together and let them grow or develop among themselves. That means the whole range of production, trade and investment. Let there be cooperation among the country and European Union, North American Free Trade Zone. These are the area which is the highly growing area, because you see in the European zone also there were some of the countries which were not growing that much faster. But by joining this country, they started growing. And North America Free Trade Zone area, like some of the countries, they were not growing faster. By joining the hand with them, they also started growing a little bit faster. So the policy here is there. Let us also cooperate to each other and develop a zone where the whole countries can grow. Dialogue of North-South cooperation. See, when the market comes, all the time India and China, if you join 2.3 billion of the population, everybody of the world has to look for India and China. If you have the 2.3 to 2.4 billion of the population out of the 7.3 or 7.4 billion of the population, country has to look for. So therefore, the globally the dialogue emerged, the North-South cooperation dialogue. Emergence of multilateral trading environment. You know, with the GATT, WTO now, all the members countries, now they have come together. So that has given a new dimension of the trading environment globally. Next is your quality. Mind it, when all the time question comes that how to deal with China, the answer comes about how to focus on the quality. About quality, I'll give you the simple information about the quality. You know, 20 years back I went to Paris and because I read in the newspaper, what should I buy? We are poor people, we want to buy some souvenir from Paris. Then I read that Paris is known for the perfume, fashion, wine. These are the things for the Paris. So after 2-3 months staying at Paris, when I wanted to come back, what I was looking for to have some good quality of the perfume, but the money was less, so at the reasonable price. So it used to be the huge departmental store that time only for the perfume, and there was a manual problem. So what they do, they open one perfume, they put on the counter and nobody would be there. So we can use that perfume, come back, so that the best perfume I will buy there. One day I went in a very, very huge departmental store and I found in a corner of that it was written imported perfume. I got confused because I read in the book that Paris, we get the best perfume in Paris. Paris is known for that. And here, where from Paris import the perfume? I went to the manager and I asked, ma'am, I want to buy that perfume, tell me about that. Then she came with me, she asked me which perfume. I said on that corner. I asked her, what does it mean imported perfume? Where from you have imported that? She says, sir, look, the meaning of the imported perfume is this departmental store will not be held responsible for the quality of this perfume. And what happens here, you know, in the developing Karol Bagh, you go, he says ki imported hai, kharid le, and we all buy. And that store says no. If it is imported, we are not sure about the quality of this product. Mind it, quality has lot of implication associated with the country. So in the international marketing, in the global business, whatever you advocate please follow that, because that is the area where you can win for the long time. Any of the product you get in that, see, even in the American market, you go and buy the product, it is written, particularly in the medicines, that this much is imported. So this much is imported means American company will not be held responsible for that. Meaning of the quality is that. So when you are dealing with, when the developing country is dealing with these activities, let them be sure about that meaning and concept of the quality is zero threshold, zero tolerance. That means whatever company is advocating, let that company focus on that area of zero concept. And the last is your competitiveness, innovation and productivity. And as a student of the global business, we tell that this is the Brahmastra for the global business. Try to understand these three words, which really makes the whole range of the changes in the global business. Let us start with the competitiveness. If you see the global competitiveness report, the definition of the competitiveness is, try to listen this, long-term sustainable growth of a country based on favorable macroeconomic environment. The simple definition of the competitiveness is this. Now the thing is, just you imagine the long-term every time in the developing country, what you find? Inflation ज़्यादा है, therefore price is more. The problem with the interest rate is more, therefore production. All the time you have the problem of the macroeconomic environment, and the definition says that favorable macroeconomic environment. Therefore, the country which wants to grow in the global environment, they must focus on this competitiveness. Clear? Next is your innovation. See, innovation is extremely important in the global business. I'll tell you the simple example. 15-20 years back, there was an ad in Europe, one of the most successful ad in Europe. The ad was like this. There was a company in Italy, and that company introduced a lady sandal in the market. The CEO of that company who introduced that lady sandal in the market, fashionable lady sandal, the CEO, he is standing on the Paris airport. Mind it, the person who introduced that luxury sandal in the market, the same person is standing on the airport, he buys the same lady sandal which he has introduced. It is actually one of the most successful ad in the whole of the Europe. And the person buys that at the one corner of the airport and he starts running. It is shown that he is running with that. When he was running there at the airport, somebody like you asked, "Sir, where are you going?" He said, "Don't disturb me right now. I have bought a pair of sandals which I want